Right here is all 14 Matchbox Mattel Creations releases. I have been able to acquire all of them when they went on sale. I know a lot of people missed out on this guy, but I have that, and I've been buying them all since they've started doing this line, and that continues today. Recently, they've been doing a lot of drops. Like this, the latter part of 2023, there's just been a lot more drops. They've been, because I remember it was very sporadic. Like the first few drops, I think, came within a fairly short time period. Then last year, there was barely any. There may have been only five or four, not a lot. We have another drop though, and it was a pretty popular one, the Matchbox Lamborghini Centenario. This sold out in, I think, 9 minutes, the same amount of time as the RSR. Not nearly as quick as the pink 911, but still pretty quick. And we're gonna take a look at it. It took a little while for this thing to get shipped out. I think it sat at the distribution center or wherever Mattel Creation stuff is shipped out. It just sat there for like a week, like on label create, and FedEx finally picked it up. It's supposed to arrive yesterday. I think there was a bit of a delay. It arrived today on Halloween. I'm actually recording this on Halloween. This will not go up on Halloween. This will probably go up on November 1st, the day after. And yeah, let me get this packaging open. Also, I apologize if there's any wind noise because I'm recording this during some pretty heavy winds right now for the SoCal region. We're getting quite a lot of wind, probably the Santa Ana winds, I don't know. But we are getting a lot of wind. Actually, the next two Matchbox Mattel Creations drops have been shown off. I think the next one in a couple weeks will be the Austin Mini Cooper. It was shown off at like the Peterson like Matchbox 70th anniversary event. It's like got a bunch of different like big designs on it, and it's very interesting. There's pictures of it. Go check Matchbox's Instagram, it's on there. And just recently at SEMA, the Gladiator in like it's like a Matchbox kind of livery. I don't exactly remember what, but if you look on there, you'll see it. But there's a Matchbox Gladiator with a bunch of added parts to it. So here it is. This is the Centenario. There is me in the reflection of the box. So it's got actually like a carbon fiber outer box. The sky there in the background, nice and cloudy. Got the road, model, the back. Casting history, first issued in 2020. This is a different version of it though. We're gonna get into that in a little bit. Take this off the base. These are nice to take off. They're very easy. And yeah, here is the model. I'm gonna get this thing open real quick because it is screwed in. It does take me a little while to get them off the base, and I will reconvene with you all when I get it off the base. All right, the model is out. Just an advisory or whatever. There is a little plastic thing across the model to keep it, I don't know, probably to keep the doors shut. It just clips on like that. It runs through the car. I'd take this off if I were you, because you could get packaging rub with this kind of stuff, and over time, I know with like back in the day with like Hot Wheels 100% stuff, like a lot of parts and like moving parts are held together with rubber bands, and the rubber bands would just petrify over time and like stick to the model. Yeah, and it's not fun to deal with. So always at least get rid of rubber bands holding open models. If it's an acrylic case, just like crack it open and do that. But here it is. The lighting's not very good because it's like, okay, here we go. Because of my shadow, it's kind of screwed up. This is fine though. This is actually fine. I just can't get in front of the camera directly, but I can do it at an angle. So I have one complaint. I have to address it. It's the wheels. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look how far they sink into the wheel well right there. That's a lot of gap. If you look at it from the side, this doesn't look too bad. Actually, the wheels still look a little small. Go from this angle. Oof, that does not look good. When I saw pictures of this, I'm like, dude, these wheels are awful. And these are the Matchbox, they call them the Euro spoke wheels. They've used them on Actually, I can point to them. They used them on the recent RSR. They don't look too bad on this, though. They used them on the C8 and the Z over here. And now they've used them on the Centenario. And like I said, I think with this casting, they look a little too small. The color on this is beautiful. It is a nice candy apple red. Looks really good. Here's all the details on it. You got the front. Let's see if I can focus on that a bit. There you go. So it got dot matrixy printing. I think it does, at least the front end. I mean, you can barely notice it in person because it's such a small area. There's the headlights done up. I believe for these Mattel Creations releases, they do use the dot matrixy Hot Wheels premium printing. You do have red trim on the base there. This is a plastic base. Matchbox there on the side. There's the back with the taillights. I actually think this is not printed in. I think this actually might be a tampo, just because it's very clear. Looks really good though. You have the exhaust, the taillights, the Lamborghini Centenario. You got your spoiler right here. The top has like a carbon fiber look to it. Zoom in on that really nicely. I mean, up close, yeah, you can tell it's dot matrix. Look how blurry this is right there. That's a little blurry. I mean, when you zoom like out like this, it doesn't look that bad. But you get up really close, you can see like that's not even legible. This is supposed to say Centenario. I can barely read that. Not a big deal, but you know, it is a bit of a bummer when you pay this much for a car. This is, by the way, $25 plus shipping and tax, so about $35 for me. It's a little bit of a bummer when you get these models and it has this sort of graphic system. It's like Hot Wheels can't do or Mattel can't do anything better than this dot matrix system. I don't know, especially since prices are going up and quality is staying stagnant. You'd think they would do something about that, but apparently not. Anyway, I have not gotten into the main gimmick of this model is that the doors are opening scissor doors. I can get them to open. Can I get them to, how do they open? They might open like, oh, here it goes. There we go. Let's get the other one going. There we go. There it goes. So, I said I was going to talk about the casting history a little bit. So this came out in 2020, as the back of the box said. It got 3 versions, 2 in moving parts, 1 in the collector's premium line. First one was gray, the next 2 were black, and the base color changed. But this is actually a new version because it has metal door. Oh my, oh, that's coming out. I was reading the forum, and people were saying that was happening. Yeah, the door just came off. So these have new metal doors. So they used to be plastic on this, and now they are metal. But it just came off. I think it just slides in, but you can actually, we can look at the door a little closer. So they riveted the metal part here on the side. So this is actually a metal hinge. So I think this just slides back in. Yeah, it just slides back in and goes back in. So it didn't break. It fell off basically. But they're not even like held together, like riveted together. Like the hinge, the metal door right here just slides onto the hinge, and you can see there if you open it too far, the door will come off. I'm actually kind of glad I did that. I was reading on the forums, people were saying my door came off. I'm actually glad I did that because I demonstrated. Be careful with this model because the door can come off if you open it too far. This one's, they shut pretty good. This one is a little iffy. What happens if I go too far? Yep, there it goes. See? Because what happens if you pull it too far, this will just pop out. Let's see if this will work now, because like I said, this one's not wanting to close. But they do just, like I said, if these fall off, it's not a big deal. They just slide back in on the hinge. That one's not staying in quite as much. You have a bit of a panel line there. That's how it's supposed to look, and that actually closes pretty solid. You do have the big panel gap here. This one's just not closing. It should be like that. It doesn't want to. It's fine. Whatever. So that's the model. It's pretty solid, albeit the door issues are interesting. But yeah, pretty good. I love the color. I think it's solid. But would I pay $25 for doors that like to fall off when they open and undersized wheels? I don't know. I mean, this thing sold like hotcakes. Still sold out in like 9 minutes. So, yeah, what do you guys think? How good of an addition is this to the Mattel Creations Matchbox family? All of them here, and we know the next two that are coming out hopefully very soon. I believe there's, like I said, the Austin Mini Cooper is going to be in November, later in November. So by the time this video comes out, it'll be this month in November, and then the Gladiator maybe December or January. I don't know, but yeah, that's about it. See ya.